Let's move on to Principle 2 of green chemistry. This principle states: synthetic methods should be designed to maximize the incorporation of all materials used in the process into the final product. In simple terms, we want every atom we start with to end up in the final product, not as waste. The input for any reaction are reactants, and we desire that all atoms from these materials enter the reaction. But the key question is: when a chemical reaction occurs, do all these atoms actually become part of the final product? Traditionally, we evaluate reaction efficiency by using percentage yield calculation. For example, 100% yield means 1 mole of reactant produces 1 mole of product. But here's the limitation: yield does not account for waste or byproducts. Even with 100% yield, large amount of waste or byproduct may still be generated. So, a reaction with 100% yield looks efficient, but still can produce significant waste in the form of byproducts. Therefore, it cannot be considered green because all atoms are not incorporated into the final desired product. To solve this issue, the concept of atom economy was proposed by Barry Trost of Stanford University. Atom economy focuses on how many atoms from the reactants are actually incorporated into the final desired product. Atom economy is calculated using this formula: percent atom economy is equal to molecular mass of desired product divided by total molecular mass of reactants times 100. Low atom economy of a reaction means more waste is generated. High atom economy of a reaction means minimal waste in greener process. So, higher atom economy means more reactant atoms are incorporated into the desired product. To achieve high atom economy, we must optimize the reaction. This can be done by improving selectivity. This means we must ensure formation of the desired product preferentially. By maximizing atom incorporation. This means use of reactions where most atoms become part of the product. By increasing yield efficiently. This means achieving high conversion with minimal waste. As a result, we achieve less waste generation, better resource utilization, and environmentally friendly processes. This is the goal of green chemistry. The key idea of this principle is not just to maximize yield, but to maximize atom utilization. Because a reaction is only truly green when most of the atoms end up in the final product. Thus, by maximizing incorporation of atoms from reactants into final products, we achieve high atom economy along with selectivity and yield, leading to efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally sustainable chemical processes. And ultimately, we move closer to truly green chemical synthesis. As an example of maximizing the incorporation of reactants into the final desired product using the concept of atom economy, here two industrial methods for synthesizing ibuprofen are compared. The older Boots process from the 1960s and the modern green process developed by BHC in the 1990s. On the left, the traditional method involves a complex, multi-step pathway with about 6 main stages, using reagents like aluminum chloride and generating significant waste, resulting in low atom economy of around 40%, meaning much of the starting material does not end up in the final product. In contrast, the modern process on the right streamlines the synthesis into just 3 key steps, using more efficient catalytic methods such as hydrogenation and palladium-catalyzed carbonylation. This greatly improves atom economy to about 77%, reduces byproducts, and minimizes environmental impact. Overall, the comparison highlights how green chemistry innovations can make chemical manufacturing more efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly.